Dear investors, welcome to Macquarie's Prime Analytics. In this video, we're going to conduct technical analysis on the following Swedish real estate companies: Balder, Hufvudstaden, Castellum, and Wallenstam. Before starting with the analysis of real estate, I would like to show you the outcome of the previous technical analysis that was conducted on Volvo. And those who didn't watch the video, I'd like to show you what I said in this video. The price of the stock will decrease and touch the support line, or it will touch the middle line of Bollinger Bands. Thereafter, it will increase to the levels of 167.72, and I believe it will break this level based on the factors that I mentioned previously. Also, it creates what we call the triangle formation. After breaking this level, it will increase to 175. Thereafter, it will have a correction touching the support line, and I believe it will increase even further. And this is the outcome. So I analyzed here and I told that it would decrease to the support line, and it did so. It decreased to the support line. Then it increased to the level of 167, and I told that it would break it, and it broke and increased exactly to 175. Now it made what we call correction, touched the support line, and I believe that it will continue to increase. And I think 3 or 4 days ago, Carnegie came out and said that they are recommending to buy the stock, and this is maybe the second factor for those who are interested in going into Volvo. And now we can start with the analysis of real estate. Firstly, I will start with the real estate in the world. And you can see the map, and you can see the chart. I've taken this information from UBS report on Global Real Estate Bubble Index in 2019. So everything that is over 1.5 is in a bubble risk. Everything that is between 0.5 to 1.5 is overvalued, and the rest, can you see, that is fair valued and undervalued. So UBS consider that the prices of real estate in Stockholm are overvalued, and I think like in Sweden in general it is overvalued. We're not in top 10, but we are on the 12th place, and it is not the best news. It's a negative news for those who are investing in real estate. But I will explain to you why such is the case. Additionally, I would like to emphasize the report published by Deutsche Bank. Torsten, the chief economist that is working on Deutsche Bank Securities, has issued his 20 risks to markets in 2020. And on the 19th place is house price crash in Australia, Canada, and Sweden, which is also a negative sign for those who are investing in real estate in Sweden. The reason why we have this problem in Sweden when it comes to real estate industry, this is only my personal opinion, is because we have shortage of the amount of real estate, of properties here in Sweden, as well as we have too long queues. If you like to move to Stockholm, for example, you have to wait from 5 to 25 years or until you die to get an apartment to rent. So the fastest way that people found that you are going to a bank, you are taking a loan, and then you are buying an apartment. And the interest rate in Sweden is so low compared to other countries, so people are willing to take these loans, and then they're buying this apartment, and the demand is growing. What is happening with the supply in Sweden? And as you can see, this is an article from Global Property Guide, And it describes the situation in Sweden. As you can see that despite the recovery in house prices, there was a sharp decline in construction activity in 2019. Dwelling starts of one or two dwelling buildings fell by 14.3%. And starts of multi-dwelling buildings by 8.8%, according to Statistics Sweden. The second case is published in 2017 that according to the country's National Board of Housing, 255 of Sweden's 290 municipalities now report a housing shortage. In the 2 years between 2015 and 2017 alone, the number of municipalities reporting shortages increased by 72. And for the most part, the negative trend isn't predicted to change in the near future. So the problem is that the demand of dwelling in Sweden is growing, but the construction rate is decreasing. And my personal opinion why such is the case is because it is too expensive or unprofitable to do construction in Sweden, to construct new real estate. And again, my personal opinion, the reason why it is too expensive is because of taxes. We have ridiculous taxes here in Sweden. Nevertheless, if you are a long-term investor, you don't really need to care about these short-term aspects, because according to Statistics Sweden, a real estate price index in Sweden on multi-dwelling and commercial buildings, which are focused by Castellum, Balder and these conglomerates, the percentage change from previous years had an average increase of 6.8% on a yearly basis. So on the right hand side, you can see the tendency, the chart that shows the real estate price index in Sweden. And you can see an upward trend, a positive trend. And although maybe according to UBS and other analysts, the real estate market, the prices on real estate in Sweden is overvalued and it may decrease, in the long term, it will continue to increase. It will continue to rise. So if you're a long-term investor, you don't really need to care about these short-term aspects. And finally, we're here conducting technical analysis. And as I promised you, I will conduct technical analysis of these four companies. And the first one is Castellum. As you can see that it was in a consolidation zone. It touched the support line, then it touched the resistance line, and these lines are very, very strong. Then we are looking at moving average 200, and it seems that it broke the resistance line and it broke moving average 200, which is a very positive sign for the price of the stock. However, there is a likelihood that it is a fake breakout. Okay, if it is a fake breakout, it will decrease and touch the support line. But it is the lowest likelihood that it's a fake breakout. I believe that it will increase to 219. Firstly, it will close the gap. As you see, it is a gap here. The price of the stock will close the gap first, and then it will increase to 218, somewhere there. Next company is Balder. And here you can see as well, we can see a support line that have been touched multiple times by the price of the stock. Then we have the resistance line, all right? And the price of the stock, it firstly broke the resistance line. It was heading to moving average 200. It broke moving average 200 and closed the gap. As I told you, the case in Castellum will be, I believe it will close the gap in Castellum, and here it already closed the gap. And now it's heading to 440. And here I believe it will be a correction and it will decrease a little bit because it will be overvalued on RSI. Nevertheless, my prognostications that it will continue to rise to 440. The next company is Wallenstam. a very interesting company with a very strong background, with a very strong management. Quite frankly, I didn't analyze that much Castellum and Balder, but I mean the fundamental analysis, but I analyzed Wallenstam once, and I saw that the management and the background of the company is really strong. However, we're talking now about technical analysis, and we have the resistance line that was touched multiple times. Then we have the support line. The bottoms were higher and higher, which means that the buyers were willing, there were more buyers that were willing to buy. And it was a huge investor who was sitting on 115 and selling the stock. So the buyers just won the fight. So firstly, it broke moving average 200, then it touched moving average 200, it tested this level, then it broke the resistance line. It broke the resistance line and now heading upwards. And I believe there is the most likelihood that it will continue to rise to 129. Or after breaking 129, it can continue to rise to 136. This is the most likelihood. After that, it can make a correction and touch this line, 129. And the reason why it will be a correction is because it will be overvalued on our RSI. Or maybe there is the lowest likelihood, this is what I believe, the lowest likelihood that it can now decrease, touch the resistance line, and then continue to increase and go upward. However, if we're looking long term, all right, this is long term. It is over moving average 200. There is a positive trend in OBV. There is more cash inflows, and or there is a stable cash inflow, but there is a positive trend in OBV. In long term, it will continue to rise. So in long term, if you're a long-term investor, I recommend you to buy Wallenstam. The next company is Hufvudstaden, and quite frankly, I'm neutral to the company because firstly you can see the support lines that were touched multiple times as well as resistance line. It is under moving average 200, it is a negative trend that has been established, and there is a negative money inflow, and OBV is a little bit odd, showing an odd figures. So it broke the resistance line. But the problem that I'm not sure, is it a fake breakout or it is a real breakout? And we need time to see if it is a real or a fake one. So if it is a fake breakout, it will decrease. It will decrease to 105 and touch the support line. But I hope that it is a real breakout. And we will see if it increases to 129 or 130, somewhere there. If it increases and then it breaks 130, it is a real breakout. And after breaking this, the price of 130, it will continue to rise to 140, closing the gap and touching moving average 200. After that, we will see what will happen. I think it will make a correction maybe to 131, and then it will try something else. We will see what will happen. But for now, I am neutral to the company, as I don't know if it is a fake breakout or it is a real one. I hope it is a real one.